TDS Queen here with part 2 of my video. I have to be kind of quiet because everybody's asleep. I was going to go to bed, and then I'm laying there, and I'm like, no, go make the second part of your video, because if you don't, it's just going to eat you up when you try to sleep. And no, I do not have 50 million cool robes. This is my second cool robe, and it's from Ireland, but it's the only other robe I own. So, the illegality. I'm tired of being asked and seeing comments and hearing right-wing media talk about, well, what laws specifically? What has he done that's illegal? What has he really broken? I found a website today. It's called justsecurity.org. It shows every single court case that is pending right now against the Trump administration. I couldn't even go through them all. I'd be there for days. I mean, hundreds. It's insane. I just picked a few, and you can click on them and read them and everything. Number one, he has already been found guilty. He is a felon. What do criminals do? They commit crimes. He's already had 34 felonies against him. These are the ones that are from the website, okay? His executive order ending birthright citizenship. Illegal. You can't just do that, okay? The whole point of this, I'll get to more, but the whole point of this is that our Constitution has guardrails, okay? I can't believe I have to explain this, but there are 3 co-equal branches of government, okay? And it's like every one of his supporters is, oh, we gave him a mandate. He's got to do all these things, guardrails be damned. Other parts of, the government be damned. If you don't like that, then go live somewhere else. That's how this country works. There has to be guardrails, but not for him, not in his mind. Every time a court case doesn't go how he wants, every time he gets a judgment that doesn't go his way, it's always somebody else's fault. It couldn't possibly be because it was against the law or against part of what the Constitution has in it. No. It's liberal judges that I didn't pick and crooked judges that are taking the Democrat side. It's always something like that. There is 0 guardrails. In his mind, there are tons of guardrails. I don't think the founding fathers, they envisioned a Trump, but they didn't envision him installing all his little sycophants and all these little jobs that they have 0 experience with. And we'll get to Halligan in a minute, because I said to go to Legal AF for that, but I do have stuff to say on it. And I don't think they envisioned that. I don't think they envisioned this entire system being under his control and everybody looking the other way. All right, back to the list. Conditioning agriculture funds on state trans athlete policies. Are you kidding me? What does one have to do with the other? That is, again, his bullying. Well, I'm not going to give you this if you don't do what I want with the trans thing. Like, who cares? These aren't issues that really matter in the grand scheme of things, okay? I was just thinking about this today with the whole trans thing. Okay, I can understand people's concerns about, surgeries being performed on children or whatever, but this lie, especially the school one that he said that your kid goes to school a girl and comes home a boy. I don't know a single school in the world that's performing trans surgeries at school. Like, you cannot be that stupid to believe something like that. Like, that's some kind of TikTok lore or something. Like, when I first heard that, I thought, no way does somebody believe that. If your kid is going to school, young kids in this, my daughter's generation of 8 and 9, they don't care about that kind of stuff. They're accepting of everybody in their class. If somebody comes home and says so-and-so wants to be called she instead of he now, my kid isn't going to care. They would just do it because they're empathetic and they're being raised, hopefully, that kind of stuff doesn't really matter. And when there's all these little elections happening, I don't know if you know, about school boards and stuff, especially ones that are in heavy MAGA districts, that people have just had enough and they're voting the MAGA out because they're, trying to ban certain chapters in books about evolution and I don't even know what else, just things that are enough already, it was too much. They flew too close to the sun. And, Project 2025 and all that. They just want to send us back years and years, decades and decades. And people have just had enough. Parents have had enough. That's not how we're raising our kids. These aren't the things that matter right now. The things that matter right now are people being able to afford food. Like I said, I just paid, what was it, $6 a pound, even for frozen hamburger meat at Aldi. I paid $5.99 for a pound of it. That's insane. And strawberries up at Aldi's now are $4.19. That's like the cheapest place that I know to buy strawberries. I don't know any other cheaper place. And they went up about $1.70 in the last week. So I just got my Christmas shopping almost done. I need like 2 more things. And thank God, because I know what's coming. They did not lie when they said there would be empty shelves, because a lot of the stores are using their back stock before they dip into the new stuff that are going to be, tariff heavy things. And things are just going to get so much worse. All right, anyways, I went off on a tangent. Sorry about that. Restricting press freedom. Yeah, he's restricted a lot of press. That's a lawsuit that's going on against him right now. Certain ones can't come in that he deems fake news. It came out, my video the other day, who was talking to the CNN, you're going to have to fire these people. He doesn't get to pick that, okay? Not okay. Against the law. Halting wind energy contracts and funds that have already been approved by Congress. There's another one. Federalization of the National Guard. That's a big one. Temporary pause of grants and loans and assistance programs. Another thing Congress is supposed to be in control of. There are certain things Congress does, and certain things the executive branch does, and certain things the judiciary branch does. He is not in charge of all of it. He thinks he is. His supporters think he is. His supporters think he should be, but he's not. That's the way it goes. Like I said, you don't like it, move to a country that, has a dictator. Taking away funds from colleges unless they bend the knee. Pretty much, yeah, accurate. Look what Harvard did. You don't want to do this, then I'm going to take away your money. Termination of federal grants. A lot of them. That was a huge section on this website. What about Doge? Okay, where's your Doge check, MAGA? You spending that money, all that waste, fraud, and abuse that he was going to send to you? Do you not realize the tariff check is another thing? You're never going to see that money. That's never coming. And if it does, I will be shocked. And I will make a video apologizing. But me personally, I don't see my Doge check, so I don't see a tariff refund check. We certainly should. And it wouldn't be because the country's doing good and we're business employees like he says and we should be rewarded. No. Give us the money you stole from us with your stupid tariffs. I want my money back. I want my money back from paying $6 strawberries and $9 boxes of cereal and $4 gas. It's not cheaper by me. I don't know where all these MAGA supporters think gas is cheaper and groceries are cheaper, because it's sure not here. Deportation to a third country / torture prohibition. There's another one that he's broken. No access to lawyers for immigrants that are going through, the deportation process. Like I said, everybody still has due process. You can whine and cry about it and think that they're, subhuman or they don't deserve that, or, well, they broke the law. It doesn't matter. If you broke the law, you're on American soil, you're entitled to due process. It's cut and dry. Prosecution of Comey with the illegal appointment of Halligan. Weaponizing the DOJ. That's a big one. Okay, it was just found today that the cases got dismissed because she was appointed illegally. They get one shot at appointing whatever attorney that she was. I can't think. I'm so tired. They get one bite of the apple. They appointed that guy and they fired him because he wouldn't bring charges against Comey and Letitia James. And then they appointed Halligan. You don't get two. You don't get to appoint two. And Carol Lyon-Levitt is coming out there and saying that she wasn't illegally appointed. No, you don't just get to one after the other. It's not some kind of psycho loophole that you got to exploit. It's against the law. That's illegal. He got his shot and the guy got fired. And now, no. So they can appeal this all they want to, all the way up to the Supreme Court. The law is black and white. There is no gray area on this one. There is no wiggle room. There is no, well, the founding fathers thought of it this way and we're, originalists. No. It's the law. That's it. It's done. He's done. They're not going to reopen the investigation into him. It's done. And that made Trump look pretty stupid. And I'm sure he was really freaking out about that. Taking away, oh wait, and the DM to Bondi on Truth Social. Okay, when they came out and were talking about how Well, now we might go after Obama for his weaponization of the DOJ. How do these people get these lies out of their mouth? Like, I can barely even watch it to be able to tell you about it. It makes me sick. Trump DM'd, was supposed to be a DM, but he Truth Social Pam Bondi, telling her to literally go after his political enemies. Literally do that. And she responded basically, yes, sir, right away, sir. How is that any different from what he is accusing Obama of doing? I don't get it. Like, am I missing something here? Am I taking crazy pills? I feel like I am. Like, the daily hypocrisy on the right is just so maddening. Like, I just can't with that. And that was supposed to be a DM. So just right out in the open. I feel like that's why they get away with it. And that's why MAGA still supports him, because it's like becomes so normalized of, well, he's just breaking the law right out in the open. So he must not really be breaking the law, because nobody could be this corrupt, like right in front of you. Like, who would dare? And I just don't think he cares, because like I said, no guardrails. Who's there to stop him? Nobody. Nobody has a spine. Nobody wants to stand up and stop him. All right, taking away TSA union bargaining rights. Okay, for all you union people out there, he doesn't care about you. Unions are the worst to him, because that means people that are, getting fair wages and time off and sick time and FMLA. And no, we can't have that, because that costs our billionaires money. So that must go bye-bye, according to him. And remember back into COVID. Oh, my Lord. Not giving aid to blue states during COVID because they weren't sufficiently thankful enough to him, and they didn't smooch the booty cheeks enough. My uncle died from COVID, so if anybody wants to start some nonsense on, the comments of, the doctors pay more when it's diagnosis of COVID, no, he died from that, okay? I saw it. It happened, and he was way too young to pass away. He was one of my favorite uncles. He was hilarious. So that affected me very personally. And the fact that could have been handled so much better. And the fact that he still has the blood of all those people on his hands because of his response to that, by just burying his head in the sand and thinking it was just going to go away, and suggesting demented things like injecting, disinfectant, like, ew, stupid. But I digress. The whole COVID debacle, okay? To me, all these things seem pretty illegal because they have court cases. Thank God the lower courts, I know the Supreme Court's all screwed up, and I definitely think there should be term limits on them, because that's just trouble that was waiting to happen, and it finally did. And every time a reporter is asked the question about this video that the Democrats made saying that service members, should not follow unlawful orders, and they try to say, well, what has he done that's illegal? What orders has he given specifically? I would point them to that website and be like, go ahead, read, because the lower courts are trying to hold him to account. The Supreme Court is not doing their job, but the lower courts are. So thank God at least we have that. Okay, now we get into ethical concerns where they're not really illegal, but are you kidding me with this? The Qatar jet gift. That's foreign influence. Cryptocurrency, okay? His family is heavily involved in a crypto firm called World Liberty Financial, WLF. They created a stablecoin. I think it's called a stablecoin. Yeah, called USD1. A United Arab Emirates-backed investment firm, MGX, is using the SD1 to invest $2 billion into Binance, which is a major crypto exchange, and all the people involved in this are like Kushner and Witkoff and Trump and his kids, and they are just profiting off of this. But you know what's funny is that his Bitcoin has gone down, like, I think it was up, I want to say like $80 or whatever, and now it's down to like 10. Like, people have lost, he himself has lost $1 billion, which, I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. Now he's only worth, 6 instead of 7. Whoop-de frickin' do. Still never going to have to budget for groceries or even know what affordability means. Can barely pronounce the word. And they're just getting, people have gone broke because of this, and all the people that jumped on the bandwagon. Same with this True Social stock. No, that might be the one that went down to 10, but the crypto went kaput too. But this stock is down to like $10.33. And when it first opened, it was at 10. And I think it got up to as high as 80. And now it's back down to 10.33. So yeah, maybe people are finally tired of the grift. So there's that. Arms sales to Qatar and United Arab Emirate countries because of this whole crypto thing, because of all that. And Trump is building a luxury golf resort in Qatar. So do you not see the, the greasing of the wheels and interaction with these? Oh my God, it's just terrible. Okay, holding the G20 next year at his Doral resort. Gosh, I wonder if those people are going to need to eat and stay at rooms and play golf and buy things. And where is that money going to go? I mean, if this was Obama doing this, like, yeah, everybody come to my golf resort. They would never shut up about it. It would be front page news for weeks and weeks that Obama's exploiting people and Obama's making money off the presidency. Like, oh God. I mean, this man maintains a publicly traded company and his business, and he said he was going to divest of that. He has not. He didn't. Okay? Maybe some things, but he isn't. He licensed Trump brand goods, like his Bible and his shoes and his colognes and stuff. Like, he is straight up pilfering off the Oval Office, okay? It's not like you come and there's like a commemorative pen for the Obama presidency that everybody gets to buy like regular time. Like, this is like, like some kind of, snake oil salesman on the boardwalk of Jersey Shore hawking his wares. That's always like that nasty, gaudy, fake gold. And like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you buy something like that? It's never going to be worth money because in 10 years, you're never going to want to admit that you voted for this man anyway. So what a waste of freaking money. Okay. Taking overseas real estate deals involving state-affiliated foreign entities. Okay. Like I said, all these properties that he's building, if you look it up, they're all countries that want something from him. It's this massive quid pro quo thing. So, like I said, it's illegal, okay? So many of his things. Just because they haven't made their way through the courts yet doesn't mean that they're not going to be determined to be illegal. And the fact that they are coming after these senators for making this video, I mean, it is obvious that, the British don't want to share intelligence with us anymore because of these boat bombings, okay? Why is that? Because they don't want to be a part of what they perceive to be war crimes, okay? There are intelligence countries. They're called I countries. And for decades, they have been sharing intelligence with one another, like the British, us, Australia. And it has been seamless and good and helpful. And now the British are like, no. England's like, no, we're not sharing with you anymore about where we think the narco-terrorist boats are because you are just blowing them up. You're not involving the Coast Guard to board them and see if they actually have drugs. I mean, supposedly 1 out of 4 of the boats doesn't even have drugs that the Coast Guard stops and suspects they have drugs. They don't even find drugs on it. So what happens when that boat's already blown up? I guess you just murdered innocent people, huh? And I forget which one came out and said it, probably Caroline Levitt today, that, we're going to keep on killing people, basically. Like she's like, oh, we're going to keep on doing that. We're going to keep on bombing the narco terrorists. So you're going to keep on killing people. Got it. Without due process, without searching their boats, without making sure they have drugs on there, without bringing them to justice or holding them accountable. You're just going to murder them. Is that how we do things in America? Because last time I checked, it wasn't. Last time I checked, that's extrajudicial killings, and that's against the law. So that would be considered an illegal order. Do you get it now? And the fact that the JAG officer, like I said in my other videos, I mean, he has come out and said, this is a senior JAG official in that district that has come out and knows the law, obviously, has come out and said, these are extrajudicial killings. People are going to have to be held accountable for this in the future. And the fact that he came out and said that, and then Pam Bondi overruled him by saying, nope, it's fine. Who knows more about that, I wonder? Do you think Pam Bondi knows more than a senior JAG officer? Really? Really? If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. So obviously other people think this, and those Democratic senators that made that video didn't state anything except the obvious, to not follow unlawful orders. And the main message I saw today on Midas Touch and Jack Cacciarella and IHIP is that we need to put out the truth as much as possible. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't hold myself up to the high. I don't even think I couldn't hold a candle to them. They are amazing and awesome, and they put out so much information a day, and they tirelessly watch Fox News, which is something I can't do. I can only watch their clips of Fox News. Watching Fox News all day long would make me probably throw up. But we have to say the truth, because they're just going to continue to lie, and we need to put out the truth. And that's why I made another video tonight, because I can't stay silent. I have to put out the truth, and I will continue to do that. I think I will be up to 23 or 24 videos now, and I started with one, and I thought I was just going to stay at one, but I can't be silent, because I can't watch this anymore. I just can't. And I encourage everybody to get out there and do everything they can on, get as many people as you can to vote for democracy. There is no Republican and Democrat. You are voting for democracy now, and that is this party. So reach as many people as you can. Get out there and protest. Honestly, like I said, and I say it on every comment, I think we should boycott Black Friday. I know my old store has a very high goal on Black Friday, and that's one store. And we could really send a message that we don't need the CEO billionaires, and you need us. You need us to come buy your shit. We don't need that stuff. We just come and buy it because we think we need it. But there are Black Friday deals now. It's not like before where it's just on Thursday or just on Black Friday. It's all week long. You don't have to go right on Black Friday. I used to hate that when I'd work retail. Why are all these people here? Don't they know we have the sale all week long? Like, buy it another day. But that day is the day that they want you to come and spend the most money, because they have these astronomical goals that you have to meet. And then they yell at everybody in the store for not selling enough stuff. So just don't go shop that day. We could really stick it to them. We really could. But that is all for tonight. That is my rant. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I will watch the news again tomorrow and do another summary and voice the things that bother the crud out of me. But for right now, it's time to go to bed. So if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment if you feel like it. I will always respond. You all have a good night out there.